This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And today's birthday boy is a soccer player. Bet you didn't think I was going that route, but basically I decided to go that route. It is ROberto Baggio. Yes, ROberto Baggio. Today he's 54 years old. Born in Cutastrophe, Italy. He was basically a second striker slash attacking midfield for the Italian national team. He was a playmaker and known for his curling free kicks, dribbling skills, goal scoring. Baggio was one of the best of all time. He actually was fourth in the FIFA Player of the Century Internet poll, which is weird, and part of the World Cup Dream Team in 2002. He was World Player of the Year in 1993 and won the Ballon d'Or. Baggio played for Italy 56 times and got 27 goals, and is the fourth highest goal scorer for the Italian national team alongside Alex Del Piero. He played in the 1990 Italian squad that took third place at their home World Cup. The whole cup played in Italy, scoring twice. And in 94, he led Italy to the final with 5 goals. Was named World Cup Silver Ball. I can't remember what that was for. I don't think that was for top goal scorer. Yeah, and he was named to the All-Star team. Unfortunately, though, he would be most remembered for what happened at the end of the 94 World Cup. He actually played in the 98 World Cup and scored twice before they were taken out by the French in the quarterfinals. Baggio is the only Italian to score in 3 World Cups. And his 9 goals holds the record for most goals scored in a World Cup tournaments for Italy, alongside Paolo Rossi and Christian Fieri. I thought Rossi only had like 5. Anyway, Baggio was the first Italian player in 50 plus years to score 300 plus career goals. And he's 5th highest in all competitions with 318. In 2004, he became the first player in 30 years to score 200 goals in the Italian League, or Serie A, and his 7th all-time with 205 goals. He went from Fiorentina in Florence to Juventus, for a world record transfer fee. Baggio won 2 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, a UEFA Cup, and he played for 7 different Italian clubs: Vicenza, Fiorentina, Juve, AC Milan, Bologna, Inter Milan, and Brescia. He was known for his divine ponytail because of his Buddhist beliefs. So he played for 7 Italian league teams, which was amazing. His final year for Fiorentina was basically the spot that got him onto the 90 Italian squad. And then after his job in 1990, he was sold to Juve for £8 million, which was amazing. He inherited the number 10 that once was worn by Michel Platini. There were a lot of people on the streets of Florence angry that he went to Juve and all that because, the rivalry and all that. Anyway, Baggio took part in all that. His only European club trophy was the UEFA Cup, which Juve won by beating Borussia Dortmund 6-1. So basically he was good and all that. And then he was basically one of the best legends in Juventus history. Now he has CR7 there. AC Milan basically picked him up. Basically, Baggio was told that he wasn't in their plans for Juve and didn't want to wear number 10 and didn't want to give him the number 10 shirt. So basically out for the Alex Del Piero. Baggio was sold to AC Milan for £6.8 million. Juve fans were upset. There were rumors that Baggio wanted to play for Inter or Real Madrid or even Man U and Blackburn over in England. But yeah, he was there for AC Milan. And when Capello came back to AC Milan, he said that Baggio doesn't figure in his stance. So basically, he decided to go to Parma. He wanted to go to Parma, but they didn't want but they didn't think he would do well in the system. So he went to Bologna. And then he went to Inter Milan for a couple of years, then Brescia. His international career started in 1990. Basically, he was a substitute. He did start 4 matches out of 5 that he played in. As the Italian manager preferred Gianluca Fiali over Baggio. Baggio still had great display and all of that, as he was creative with the other striker, Toto Scolasi. Baggio scored in his first competitive international fixture, which was the goal of the tournament. They said that basically he weaved right through the Czechoslovakia defense, and it was amazing that he beat them off with that feint, and he scored it 2-0 to make it 2-0. It was the 7th best goal in World Cup history in a FIFA poll. Italy beat Uruguay in the round 16 2-0. Baggio thought he scored a goal, but off of a direct free kick, but the referee awarded an indirect free kick. And basically, that. Baggio also had a goal incorrectly ruled offside in the quarters against Ireland. Italy did win that game 1-0. Baggio almost scored a key goal against Argentina in the semifinals, but it was saved by Goicoechea, and Italy lost the game on penalties to Argentina, who then would lose to West Germany in the final. However, Baggio was made into the starting lineup for the 3rd place match against England, and he did score Italy's first goal, thundering it past Peter Shilton. Italy won 3rd place 2-1. Italy did not qualify for the 92 Euro qualifying spots, even though that he should have been part of the teams for qualification. He only made 3 appearances. Italy ended up losing out on it, being second in the qualifying group to the Soviets. So then came the 94 World Cup. Italy had a new manager, Sacchi, who basically made Baggio a top priority. Italy did pretty well. They topped their group and easily qualified over Portugal. Switzerland was the other team from that qualifying group to qualify for the World Cup themselves. Baggio may have had some injuries, but basically he was expected to be a star. Sadly, though, Baggio was nowhere to be seen in the group stages, and Italy nearly went out in the group stages because of their lack of offense. They lost the first game to Ireland, of all teams, 1-0. The second match was against Norway. However, Italy basically had an issue. Their goalie, Paduccia, was sent off for handling the ball outside the area. So they needed a goalie. So they decided to take off Baggio, and fans were upset. Italy did beat Norway somehow, but Italy tied Mexico and all that. They finished 3rd in their group. And thankfully, though, they were, at that time, remember, there were 24 teams in the 94 World Cup. So basically, the top 2 teams from each of the 6 groups and the 4 best 3rd place teams would face each other. Would go to the knockout stages. Italy got lucky. However, Juve's president said Baggio was a white rabbit. But actually, his jab was meant to spur Baggio on. And Baggio found his form in the knockout stages. He faced Nigeria, and Nigeria almost took out Italy 1-0, but he scored both goals to knock Nigeria out. Baggio would then beat Spain in the quarterfinals, scoring off Subisarreta. Baggio scored 2 goals to sink Bulgaria in the semifinals, 2-1. Bulgaria got to the quarterfinals because they took out Germany, which was shocking. Italy finally got to a World Cup first time in 12 years. Baggio was not really fit for the final, truly fit against Brazil. because he had pulled a hamstring during the semi and had a painkiller. He looked good, but sadly though, you know, Italy and Brazil went to penalties. Baggio had to score his goal so that Brazil would be forced to take their fifth kick, which meant that if Brazil had missed that, then they would have been sudden death shootouts. But basically, Baggio flailed his ball over the crossbar, and basically he was upset. All that it affected him for years. All that. Baggio got the silver ball as being the second best player of the tournament behind Romario. Romario really. There's a lot of legacy and all that. Italian fans actually, some Italian fans basically took matters in their hands and basically hated Baggio. Even though Baggio was the one who carried Italy all the way to the final, like no one else carried Italy through. And Italy could have went out to Nigeria. But no, fans took their anger out. And some fans basically blamed Baggio for being a Buddhist and for being with his long hair. And basically that goes against the Catholic religion. And basically people have said that Catholics live by culture. Blame that on which you do not understand, which isn't completely true. But basically, yeah. Baggio, unfortunately, would not feature well after that 94 World Cup. He had a falling out with the Italian head coach. All that. He really wasn't there and all that. Baggio would lose his spot in the Italian squad that went to Euro 96 and all that. But Italy was knocked down in the group stage, shockingly. However, the new manager, Cesare Maldini, would have faith in Baggio and decided to call him up for a World Cup qualifying match in 1997. And he was selected as one of Italy's players to be part of the 98 World Cup. Baggio decided to take the penalty against Chile in the first game of World Cup 98. And he scored. This was amazing. And that penalty make got a lot of people happy and all that. Baggio scored his second goal of the tournament in Italy's group match against Austria. Unfortunately, though, Italy would fall to France in the quarterfinals. But he did pretty well for himself and all that. A lot of people were upset that Baggio was excluded from Italy's 2002 squad, which was coached by Trapattoni. But Trapattoni thought that Baggio couldn't really come back from injuries, so basically, you know, he didn't want to do it. Basically, there was a lot of perception in his legacy. He did pretty well for himself. All that. So he has a wife and 3 kids. If you must know. A lot of people like him in define culture and all that. But yeah, he had a good club and international career, which was good. He got 9 World Cup goals. 2 in 1990, 5 in 94, and 2 in 98, which was good and all that. Won the Italian League with Juve in 95, Milan in 96, and UEFA Cup in 93 with Juve. He won the Ballon d'Or in 93, which was good and all that. You know, he was named to a lot of FIFA thingies. He was even given the 5th class knight, but in Italy, which is weird. But yeah, Roberto Baggio. A lot of people know he was the guy who choked for Italy against Brazil in the 94 World Cup final. But it was better than that. You know, Baggio carried that Italian team in 94. People always forget that if it wasn't for Baggio's efforts in the knockout stages, Italy would have been out in the first hurdle. So basically, people are not giving Baggio his due. And that's sad. Really sad. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.